Now we will start the presentation, and I invite Metka Kralj from Agency for Radioactive Waste in Slovenia to have a brief introduction to the work package she's leading.
Thank you, Nadia. As you already heard, the EAGLE project is about communication. And of course, it deals mainly with different education, training, information, materials, activities that are different groups of stakeholders producing and offering to the other groups of stakeholders and mainly to the public. The EAGLE project is divided in several work packages. And Agency for Radioactive Waste Management for Slovenia is responsible for the so-called Work Package 1, which is collecting and analyzing the materials, activities that are produced all over Europe by different groups of stakeholders. In the project EAGLE is going on for 1 year now, about 1 year. And in this year, we made a survey among different groups of stakeholders. Let's define firstly, whom do we consider as being our main stakeholders. These are nuclear facilities, medical institutions which use ionizing radiations apparatus for the treatment and diagnosing of diseases. Then also ministries and other governmental institutions which have to deal with the ionizing radiation and nuclear issues. Regulatory bodies which supervise use of nuclear technology and ionizing radiation, waste management organizations, and also other technical support organizations in the nuclear field, and possibly also producers of sealed or open radiation sources that are applied in medicine and industry at the most. So we made firstly a list of these institutions from all member states in Europe. And we finished with the addresses of more than 130 institutions. And then we made a survey, among them what kind of the materials, information materials they produce, what are their attitudes towards communication activities, do they have any wishes to improve or they are satisfied with their activities and so on. We also made direct interviews with the representatives of these institutions in some selected member states. And after 1 year of these activities, some results are already available. And the main result that we came in this year is that we can conclude that most of these stakeholders of this group are completely aware that communication is very important for their business, for their successful work. They have different kinds of communication activities. They produce quite a lot of information materials. They disseminate that to the public, to young generations, to different kinds of users of their services. And this is valid for the nuclear power plants, for waste management organizations, and also for the medical institutions. These are really the institutions that apply the radiation the most. And this conclusion is, I think, quite a good conclusion, finding, because it shows that years of information campaigns in Europe was successful because we can say that, let's say, a decade ago, this attitude that communication is necessary, that it is even the kind of citizen's right to get the information about nuclear business, that this campaign was successful. So this group of stakeholders that we were dealing with produce the information materials, and we also got some examples of these materials, and from the scientific point of view, from the information point of view, these materials are good. But we saw that mostly all this material are explaining the basic data about radiation, about technology. Not so much information is given about the impact of the radiation on human health and also on the environment. Practically no information about the dissemination of the radionuclides into the environment, about the accumulation of the radionuclides in the food chain, about the different influence of the radiation on different kinds of organisms. So people don't get this information that is for them maybe the most interesting and also the most important. Because this information about the influence of the radiation on human beings and also on other organisms is crucial for evaluating the health impacts. And that is the problem of the public. And there is also one point that I want to stress, that we found with interviewing our information sources, that they are quite satisfied with their materials, and obviously these materials are not bad, but still from the public side we still hear that they are not informed, that or they don't believe, they don't trust this information, that they are somehow neglected. So we got these 2 points of view. What is the problem now? There are, of course, different possible explanations. One is that the nuclear business is very self-oriented, very proud of itself, and doesn't care about the people. The other point is that the people are always complaining, and they don't want to even get the opportunities that they are offered. And maybe there is also another explanation that I'm hoping that we are going to discuss in this afternoon, and to find some ideas how to bridge this gap between, objectively good information materials and still feelings of the public that they don't get enough information.